Good evening, everybody. I hope you're all keeping well. Welcome back again to another live show on the channel. Today, we are discussing about the media and why it has some sort of negative agendas against us. So we're here to discuss about that tonight. Mason's not here tonight. He's off to watch Gateshead. Tony's going to be about 10 minutes' time. But John is here with me at this moment. How are you doing, John?
Good evening to you, Pete, man. How are you doing? I'm absolutely fine. Just 2 more days to Japan, flying out on Friday. And the ones who said that you got to live in the Newcastle postcode to get a season ticket, get in at the bin, because I tell you what, you can support who you want, how you want. And just for people that watch this as well, I'll do a 640-mile round trip from Bristol to Newcastle, right? And that makes me passionate fan, sees to get YouTuber, and that's me. So, Pete, thanks for having us on, man. I hope you're good too.
No problem, John. Anytime at all. Yes, very well. Thank you, John. Well, then, let's start off. If you enjoyed tonight, give us the thumbs up. It does keep us up those search results on YouTube. So please do remember to hit those likes. Please, of course, if you're brand new to the channel, if you're not yet subscribed and you enjoy what goes on week in, week out, please hit that subscribe button. Free to do so. It does help me the channel grow. We're close now to 2,200. So please help us get there as soon as we can now, please. Your support is always appreciated. And of course, John is also screening this under his channel, John Sinclair TV, as well. So do drop him a subscription if you haven't already done so. And hit the bell notification. It does let you know whenever we are live or when a pre-recorded video takes place on the day. So do hit that bell notification to make sure you do not miss anything that comes on the channel week in, week out. And if you'd like to give a donation, feel free to do so. And if you want to become a member, it is 99p a month. Hit the join button to become a member, and you'll be put into a prize draw we do on the channel as well. We'll dive into the comments that have come in. So, Tom, good evening. Hope you're well. Ian, hope you're well as well. Out now with Rob. Hope you're well, Rob. As well, Clarky, hope you're well. Good evening, Julie. Yaba, hope you're well as well. Good evening, Brian. Afternoon from San Diego. Here for the Doctor Who panel at Comic Con this weekend. Sunglasses on that private jet this morning with the Doctor and companion was fun. Nice one, Brian.
Big up, Brian.
Yeah, I hope you're well, Clarky. I'm a passionate fan. Says
big up, H.
Hope you're keeping well.
Good for you, man.
Lucky evening, all. Good evening, Carl Russell in the chat as well.
Big up, Russ.
And Carl. And please check out my last video I've done with Football Kush discussing all Malik Chiao score report. Please drop a like. Yes, I've seen that, John. Well done on that one. And already, Yaba has gifted 10 memberships. Would you believe it? So, right then. So, memberships have gone to Brian, Carl, Craig Graham, Pete W, Sofen UFC, Joe Robinson, I Like Coffee, Joe Linton, James Lee and Richie Law have been gifted memberships by Yaba. Thank you so much, Yaba, for that. Good evening, Joe. Hope you're well as well. Joe. For me, it seems like the media have a vendetta against the Toon. Hope you're all well, says Seaside Tooney.
You got Seaside.
Well. People just saying hello to each other. And you've been Yaba, Plausen. Yeah, so said we lost 1-0 to Burnley today. Tonali played to 45 minutes.
I thought it was 4-1, Pete. I swear it was 4-1.
I've not seen it. I've not seen it actually because I think the club said they were not going to be posting any score predictions. Would you believe it?
That's incredible.
Yeah, John, what strip clubs would you recommend?
Brian, I'd love to tell you, man, but unfortunately, I haven't been to Japan, let alone a strip club. I don't think I'll be going to tell them. I'm sorry, but I'm just going to do the night lives, the day trips, the football. I do a couple of interviews as well with the locals so I can find them. And let's hope that it's been a success story. It's going to be fantastic in Tokyo. I know it's going to be quiet on the socials. Now I'm not going to be here for 2 weeks. So there you go.
That's it. One of the big problems is that we used to have the Chronicle and the Journal based in the heart of the city. Now all Northern regional papers are based in Manchester. The connection has gone. We'll talk about that today, Tom. Absolutely. And people deploying Yaba for the memberships. And Tom saying hello to Carl as well. And thank you to Derby. Keep away from the ones with bulges. oh, she said you won 1-0, 4-1. See, I think Vetch just corrected himself.
Thank you.
So, there you are. So I scored 1 and assisted 2. Okay, nice one if that's bound to be true. But yeah, we may as well dive into it. So, John, of the media always seem to have some negativity against us. We know it's been happening as of late with the whole people that there's been seeing there's a lot of unrest at the club and all of that. We can tell. We know there isn't. But we've had a lot of this with the media a long time ago as well, before our takeover, particularly under the dark days of Mike Ashley, being under Steve Bruce and all the other poor managers. I mean, why do you think these media companies are like this towards us?
Because it is, people, we never out of the headlines, unfortunately, according to the media, right? And they always got a vendetta against us, right? I mean, they make up so much crap, right, for the last few months, right? What winds up is, right, every time a player's been linked, right, it's not just a Chronicle or the Normal Echo or papers like that. I'm not going to lie, Newcastle United name is always there every single time, even news now, right? Check it out, right? But our name's there all the time, and people are falling for it, yeah, every single time. The Chronicle, right? Once upon a time, the Chronicle wrote to Alan Oliver, John Gibson, right? Absolutely fantastic. They come to tell us whether it's true or not. If it's rubbish, they tell us, yeah? Yep. Simple as that, yeah? Now, you've got people like Lee Ryder, writes about 8 hours late, right? You've got people like Mark Douglas, who I do respect, right? From the Athletic, comes out of it as well, right? Now, I don't want to criticize other Gordon media, yeah? Especially local ones, because, listen, they do their best. But sometimes it comes out utter crap. They really, really do, yeah? And half the time, it's not true. Here's one, right? Anthony Gordon, right? People saying Anthony Gordon should move to Man United, Liverpool, right? And saying that he wants to go to Liverpool, etc., right? To wind us up, yeah? Football London is one of the worst. Is it Charlie Watts? Yeah, Charlie Watts, yeah. He's shocking. He really is, yeah. And he's another London media as well. But the Chronicle, in my opinion, has gone downhill, right? As far as I'm concerned, yeah. It's gone downhill, yeah. People used to queue up buying the newspaper in the Haymarket, in Newfoundland Street, etc., right? Now, it's just going downhill fast. Why? Because they think that paper, the media, is absolutely crap. It really, really is. And I'll tell you something now, right? One of these days, they're going to make such a crop out of it, right? They're going to end up being soon, in fact, getting banned. You got people from Manchester, right, writing in, yeah? Liverpool's writing in, London writing to Chronicle, right? It is absolutely shit. But then again, you got people like Talk Sport as well, and the London media aren't helping at all, because every time they talk about Newcastle United, it's now positive, yeah? They hardly speak about us, yeah? Today, they were talking about Brentford, talking about United, talking about Liverpool, etc. They never once mentioned about Nico Gonzalez being linked with us from Fiorentina, yeah? Which I wish I did the transfer show before I went to Japan, because I got something to say about that as well, in my opinion. But look, Pete, I think they need to start writing shite, and this is why I think Newcastle United should come out and say, look, this is not true, this is not going to happen, and the whole thing stops. The trouble is, though, social media is writing shite. I'm not going to mention them, making up stories, making up crap, saying that we're going to get this player, we're going to get that player, yeah? We are not from the ITK. I think now, right, they got it in first. The Southern media's got it in first as well. They don't like Newcastle United, yeah? You know, the usual suspects. And, Pete, it needs to stop. Because one of these days, we as fans are just going to blow up. And I hope the local media, if they got a backbone, do exactly the same. It's as simple as that. There's a few, I believe, like Gianluca Di Marzio, the Italian guy, Fabrizio Romano, I believe. Yeah. Who do we really believe at the Northeast? Who do you really believe the rumours these days? Because, to be honest with you, I cannot think of anyone at all. And go and look at Tom, you need a proper local newspaper, whether it's online, physical, or both. That is for face and hindsight. They need to update us, yeah? But if someone's come out and speak the truth, We don't mind that. But please, Chronicle, stop making up shite because it's not true. Give it up, right? Just admittedly lied. Just don't do this. Otherwise, you're going to lose followers. You're going to end up getting blocked, and people's going to think it cease to exist. Sorry, Pete.
Yep. Tony's just come in. You all right, Tony?
You got Tony.
Yeah, not too bad, guys. Not too bad.
Good, Tony.
Man.
We'll just Yabba gifted another 10 memberships out, so thank you so much again, Yabba. So Foxy's gone one, and UFC Mason, Lee McFarlane, Matt Thompson, Ivan Lee, Funkenstein, Paolo Arti, Jason Brown, K88, and Jake was gifted a one as well. And Seaside Tooney, thank you so much as well for joining members as well. Really appreciate that as well. So Julie says they know we're going to be one of the big boys and they're doing everything they can to stop us. I couldn't
agree. Julie Jackson, facts.
Also, the cartel don't want to see another city happen. Yep. Julie, they know we're going to become that big boy and they're shit scared of that. Yep. It's not that per se. The Chronicles current owners have had it for 30 years. It's just the last few years they've streamlined Northern Papers in Manchester, Southern Papers in London. Absolutely. They got, by the way, for some people on social media telling me that Talkshite is owned by a global radio stations LLC. It's not. It's owned by Right Wing News UK.
Wow.
No, first time I've heard of that one, I must admit.
Same here.
How are you looking to the new season? What realistic players do you want Newcastle to get? We need a centre-back, a right centre-back. We need a right-sided winger, and we need another striker.
Go out there, Pete. Go out there. Get me Alec Tour. I think he'll come good. I know Milan thinks he's making mistakes and that. Go out there and get me Nico Gonzalez from Fiorentina. Go and get me him. Because I tell you what, this guy, I did a
there's a rumour being linked with him as well.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, you got to come at least 40 mil. The only downside to him, he does get hamstring injuries. But on his day, this guy's a world beater. And I rate this guy very, very, very highly.
Yeah, Yabba says, good, bad, and ugly. They always in the media to get us more reckons we are a big club. I get that things are online, but we need a proper local paper, whether it's online, physical, or both. That is for and based in Tyneside. Absolutely, Tom, we do. If the club come out and respond to every single crap story, they have no time to do anything else. Fair point, yeah. I agree, Tom. A lot of stories are just clickbait. They certainly are. It's in a lot funny because he's getting the Chronicles just clickbait. As you said, it's getting worse and worse. The Chronicle used to be huge, a proper respected local paper. I did my work experience. It was class. Such a shame to see what it's happened. No need for it. Yeah, remember it used to be selling around town in different parts of town, but we don't see that now, do we? That's as well. People just seen Tony thinks people seen thanks Yabba for the memberships as well. Evening, everyone. Hope you're well, says JK. Hope you're well as well.
Mate,
Robert Murdoch owns News UK. Yes, he does. I think we should go in for Jota from Liverpool, says Lee. Not bad, but he plays mostly through the middle or on the left, I would say. Yeah, Talkshite is the same owners as the Scum. Murdoch shite. Yep. Don't worry about hamstring. Our injury record is impeccable. We've said that
exactly.
one of the biggest.
Yeah. But what I'll say as well, people, we gone totally quickly, like sorry to cut in, man. But I think Nico Gonzalez, I'll tell you what, he's an upgrade than Miguel Meron all day long. Twice on the Sundays, 25 goals and 81 appearances for Viola and Jordan 2021. And he's on a 5-year contract last September. So Fiorentina has every right to ask for mega bucks.
Yep, the best local sports paper was the Pink Show My Age. I remember that as well. Chronicle isn't a local paper anymore. They've quoted the quotas of clickbait to push. John would be great for backup for Isak, but Doughty would want to be second choice. You want to play a lot more games. 100%. So, hey, well then, Tony, since you've come in, like, why do you also think the media has some sort of bad agenda against us?
Well, they have from the start since the ownership came in. They just don't want to see us. They don't want to see us progressing. That's why, and they just want to keep us where we were. They were happy when we were under our former owner, who shall not be named. But but because they're trying to find as much bad publicity as they possibly can. But the problem is there's no bad publicity coming from the Saudi side because everything they're doing spot on. Everything's professional. The club's run professional now than it should have been, you know. Under the previous ownership, we had Penfold was the only guy who was doing everything in the club. But now we've got everything. We've got a proper commercial guy in charge. We've got a CEO in charge. We've got some great, we've got great sponsorships coming through the door. Hopefully more of that to follow as well. And we're just scrutinised on everything we do, and we're going to be. We're always going to be. But you know what? We just got to be bigger than that, and we will be. We'll be bigger than what they can. They can throw as much as they want, and it's part and parcel of it, unfortunately.
Yeah, absolutely. One is really, really winding like myself up and a lot of us fans up as well, Tony, and that's Luke Edwards, who's just been coming out with all this unrest at the club. That
the thing is, let's be honest with Luke Edwards or Puke Edwards, whatever you want to call him. He's a Leyton Orient. He's a Leyton Orient fan. At the end of the day, he's not even from Newcastle, right? He's not. Why he's even a journalist up Newcastle is beyond me. This must go back to Cabbage Seed. So, look, he liked Cabbage Seed.
Yes.
He thought the sunshine out the backside of Cabbage Seed, and he used to blow flowers up his arse. But the thing is, he wants to be lucky that the Saudis have let him into the club. But he just seems to come up with so much crap. It's unbelievable. And when he starts coming out with stories like this isn't happening, that's not going to happen, it's like, how does he know all this stuff? Where's he getting it from? And then you get people like Craig Hope, or Hopeless, whatever you want to call him, or Mr. Doom and Gloom, because look, he is Mr. Doom and Gloom at times. Comes out with stuff that's, and I just want to know where he gets half these stories from, Okay, maybe on the Eddie Howe thing, they were right, because as I say, if you watch that video from Liam Kennedy and Jordan Cronin, Liam Kennedy says that's not the Eddie Howe he knows. And it was, to the written press, Eddie Howe gave a totally different interview than what he gave on camera. So, a lot of people have said there's a lot of clickbait there from the written press. But in fact, a lot of it wasn't clickbait, because like Liam Kennedy said, Eddie Howe was coming out with stuff that he was like, hang on, this is not Eddie Howe. What's all this about? Why is this coming out all of a sudden? We didn't ever see this coming. And look, Liam Kennedy is a season ticket holder, like Jordan Cronin is. So they aren't going to just sit there and put out a load of crap, because they're Newcastle fans at heart as well, and they want to see the club do well. So
absolutely, yeah.
So I think maybe Eddie Howe did give a totally different press conference to the written press than what he did to the camera, and obviously everybody's seen what he said on camera, and everybody's saying, "Oh well, on camera he's not said nothing. He wants to stay at Newcastle and everything." But I see you can say something different on camera to what you can to somebody else.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely, Tony. That's it. As well, I've never been a fan of Luke Edwards. I really, really haven't, because one of the things with
I think we should ban him, really.
Yeah, to me,
100%.
Absolutely. It's not just what's been going on with Luke Edwards. Look at he's come out and said, particularly before we had the takeover, like he was one of the reasons. He came out and said, as soon as football fans gone into stadiums after COVID, after the lockdowns at the time, I remember he went and had a go at the fans, saying about why we weren't allowed to have a go at Steve Bruce at the time, since we got back into the grounds.
Yeah.
John?
Yeah. Is that again about Luke Edwards again?
Yep.
He said he had to go. He had to go at the fans.
Look, he's had to go at the fans, particularly when fans got back into those grounds, particularly after COVID.
Yeah.
And says why we shouldn't be having a go at Steve Bruce and all of that.
I mean, look, at the end of the day, Luke Edwards is Luke Edwards, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? He's just so, what do you call it? It's just so, when everything goes our way, right? You know, things that happen. He comes in and damps the whole thing down, yeah? But for him to have a go at the fans, you don't have a go at the fans, right?
No.
If it's safe for you to go back in the stadium, cool, do it. But Luke Edwards not the owner of Newcastle United. All it is, like Tony said, he's a later owner fan. That is it. Do you know what I mean? But he gets a lot of things right, but some of the times, I think he's awful. Absolutely shocking sometimes, you know what I mean? But, I mean, if you want to be on the side, cool. He says a couple good things, but most of the times talks utter rubbish. But with Luke, you got to take us a pinch of salt. Not my favourite journal, I'm not going to lie. But at the end of the day, you know, we just have to, like, bite your tongue or just move on. But yeah, I have to agree with you, Pete. You shouldn't have to go at the fans, you know what I mean? But the reason I'm going to go to Steve Bruce because he's been shite, by the way. Let's be real.
Absolutely.
And
That's
you know
why
what?
we voiced our opinion against the manager.
Fact. You know what? I'm going to say it now. I wanted Steve Bruce out before he even came in.
You did.
And I keep saying that until people get around to it. Because you know what? He kept it. His mind actually shut us up. Okay, he's a Johnny. Well, he's born in Corbridge, but he's a United fan. Always will be a United fan.
If I'm not chatting too much, it's because I've drowned from the downpour rain we've just had since Jam Stash. That's no problem. They used to sell the pink on gates at High Street just outside the bus and metro station where Iceland is. Yeah, they did. They did.
Yeah.
Daily Sport was the best nation newspaper only because I can't read, says Clocky. And Nico Gonzalez, no bid made, and they won 40 million for him. According to Fiorentina reports today. I've seen some links report he's a really good player as well.
I tell you what, I love about him. I mean, he's so quick, he's so skillful. This movement is absolutely fantastic. I mean, he's left-footed, yeah, but at the end of the day, he can take on players on this year. And let's be real, right? I mean, well, like I said, Serie A, right on my street, and if he comes to Newcastle, don't be disappointed, guys.
Absolutely. Journalism is a dying art in social media. The club has a direct connection to people. They aren't needed, so they have to be more controversial and drive the news themselves, says BA. Yeah, they do. That Cockney Ponce Rory from TalkSport slanging us off the other day, saying we aren't an attractive club. Never have been and never will be. He's just a knob, that Rory.
Roy Jennings. Listen, Don't get me wrong, right? Again, he talks a little bit of sense, but when it comes to Newcastle United, he hasn't got a clue.
I mean, you talk about TalkSport. I listened to a bit today with Kevin Nolan. Believe it or not, Kevin Nolan was on there, and he actually spoke a lot of sense. Kevin Nolan, what he said, it wasn't it was regarding us in some ways, but not. he was talking about football in general, and around about the FFP situation. And Kevin Nolan turned around and he said the reason the FFP come in, he says, was to trying to make everybody on a level playing field so they could, he says, but that clearly hasn't happened yet. He says, and what's happened is you've got some clubs who have gone out and they've spent a lot of money. He says, let's look at, everything. They've spent a lot of money. They want to be up the top end of the Premier League, or they want to be competing to get into a European place. He says, and okay, they may have bought the wrong players at times or whatever. He says, but the thing is, he says, what it is he says, I think now the way FFP is, he says, it's not working. It's not working at all. He says, it's doing the total opposite to what it should have been doing. He says, and there's clubs, he says, like Everton could have gone down last year if Sean Dyche hadn't kept them up. He says, with the point deductions they got, he says, they were very lucky. He says, and Forest had it as well. He says, I think it's time they either change it or they scrap it, because he says you got a club like Newcastle United. He says, I played there. He says, great club. He says, and they've got fantastic ownership in now. He says, but they can't go out and spend what they want because they're not allowed to in case they get hammered by the rules. And he says, I find this totally unfair. He says, because Newcastle have got the finances, they're never going to go out of business. He says, not in a million years are they going to go out of business. He says, but they can't go out there and spend £500 million because they'll probably get hammered by FFP. And he says, and it's all wrong. It really is all wrong. And I thought, you know what? I actually agree with you, and it's actually nice to hear somebody have some common sense.
I like Kevin Nolan. Kevin Nolan was a cracker playing a leader.
He was.
Great.
I liked Kevin Nolan. I was
best
gutted when he
£4 million
left as well. Yeah, I was really gutted when he left as well, even though the season we finished 5th. But he was well a leader in that side, Kevin Nolan. There may have been unrest, but not on the player side. It was on Howe who was unrest because of the changes at the club. Yeah. Says Brian, hi, Coffee, hope you're well. The club aren't giving in to the media. The club don't want to say the wrong thing and won't give in to the muppet of the media. Yeah, they certainly won't. Isn't that Roy, the Arsenal fan? He's a Chelsea fan.
Chelsea.
Craig Hope always been a depressing figure, says Julie. He gets a lot of mix. There's a lot of people who have mixed opinions on Craig Hope. Chelsea, yep. So I don't have a problem with Luke Edwards not being from up here. Sometimes that outside perspective can be good. He was actually pretty decent when he wrote for the Journal. Yes, he was.
He was.
Chelsea, yep. He said City's still not a big club either, yet Chelsea thinks they're massive. Chelsea are massive now.
He's
probably only saying that because it's the club he supports.
Yeah. I tell you, talking about Chelsea quickly off limits. I think they need. I'll make it quick on this. They need to sort of the Enzo Fernandez situation out because I tell you what, that is shocking.
It is. Pugh Edwards. Well, Craig.
We've seen it today, haven't we? Because Argentina again didn't get this late goal against Morocco in the Olympics, and because it was ruled out by VAR. We had a pitch invasion again, and we had enough of them pitch invasions in the Euros, and now we're getting them in the Olympics. It's just absolutely ridiculous.
Didn't see it, but
apparently it was there was Argentinian fans and Moroccan fans got on the pitch, but I mean, look, I haven't seen the full thing. I don't know, but I only read about it. But really bad. That the fact is, this was in San Etienne as well. I mean, where's the security for why these people are getting on the pitch? But the thing is, though, Argentina aren't having the best of luck at the moment. They had Julio Alvarez playing for them as well, by the way. But they lost to Morocco 2-1, Argentina. There was about 15 minutes of added on time in that game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. Not good.
There was nothing. One before Luke Edwards changed when he went to the Tory graph. Make that of what you will. Yeah, there you go. Absolutely. There were nothing to the late 90s. Yep. Craig Obiscani is always up for a chat and get some great scoops. Yes, he can sometimes be an os, but at the end of the job, it's his job. Yep. I'm glad when Craig Hope came at the time about when we were still under Steve Bruce and it was still during COVID about the whole bust up with the players. Well, the whole Steve Bruce bust up with Matt Ritchie at first.
Remember
which
that?
I'm glad he did come out and say something about that.
Oh, yeah, about the mall, yeah.
Yeah, and then the club barred him from it as well. What United Sinclair. A clickbait, Rory Jennings' wife or partner is a Geordie and a Toon fan. He's still a knob. Yep. The pig I used to watch the TVs at Dixon's windows for the results. Oh,
yes.
And Rory Joy, he's an actor for fuck's sake, says Julie. Fairness to Bruce, he was only born in Corbridge because there was a bed shortage in the town. He grew up in Walker Gate, went to the same secondary school as me and Lee Clark for that matter. Yes, I remember you saying that, Tom. He's the same one that said Holland said we're getting 15 goals in the Premier League, and he's got well more than that. Hold on, every fan has just said, just like the media fans with Ten Hag out. Oh, yes, speaking of Man United, apparently there's going to be more staff redundancies there, and some of the long-term staff members there as well.
Well, that doesn't look good, does it? I mean, I've got to be full of the staff as well because, look, I mean, Jim Ratcliffe's coming, right? He's going to change the whole thing, trying to make job cuts. save some money, and yeah. And yeah, they're spending millions on the playing side as well. That Leonardo is going to be good. 60 mil cost, right?
Yeah.
And they've also paid Xerxes, which I think we should have been all over this guy, 35 million quid. But yeah, I feel sorry for the staff losing the jobs. I don't want to see anyone lose their jobs and that. But Ratcliffe, unfortunately, he's going to come in and he's just going to change the whole thing. It's weird. I just want we finish above them. That's what we finish above them next season. I'm telling you.
Yeah. How would the media be against Newcastle? I see a lot of praise and criticism. I've seen us get is fair and deserved, but we've had a lot of absolute rubbish thrown at us for nothing. We've had loads of it. Roy Jennings, the guy who wears wallabies for shoes, must have been bad. He's only because of True Geordie. Yeah. Jam Stasher Splitter, evening Pete, John and Tony says, Alan, hope you're well, Alan. Michael Carrick would be mint as England gaffer. Oh, it'd be a big job from that to think. He says, hi, Mason, Nolan and Barton. Yes, I remember those two at the time. Spiz. Oh, Paddy Spiz have signed that.
Oh, don't forfeit, Mr. P. I wouldn't even.
No, it's not. That's an actual name.
Oh, well. Yes. Well, yes, he's.
It is a name, John. Don't panic, John.
Right. FFP was originally meant to stop a lead situation where clubs spend money they don't have or racked up huge debts. Well, yeah. But again, it's totally ruining football at the moment where the PSR situation is.
It is
Chelsea
ruining
are massive
football.
nose over the balls be. I'm looking forward to the beach volleyball. Bios
Yes.
I have been. I mean, after 2003. Yeah, please smash a like. Cheers, Tony. The PO owner who was on TalkSport was sticking up for us the other day and tried to make Sam Matterface reply to a comment from a Toon fan, explain why they give Newcastle so much grief. Nice one.
I like him. I like Darren McCann. He's
owner.
a proper owner. And I tell you, so it's nice things about Newcastle. Sorry, Pete. 16 minutes of extra time. They had to come back and play 4 minutes and then enter stadium after VR ruled the goal out 2 hours after the game. Whoa.
Oh,
Whoa.
Ten Hag deserves another season. I'll be surprised if he lasts his full season next season. Rory James was a child actor, was in EastEnders. Don't worry about the staff redundancies, John. I'm sure they'll keep you on as social media consultant. Is that Dan Ashworth? Well, yeah, the guy's totally gone. The snake's gone. Real Olympic Football France or USA on Eurosport in the minute if anyone's interested. No, John bought Man United, bought Goofy from Disney. Look at the statue of Man United. That's exactly what they need. Have you seen Joey Barton has been put on the call for his comment? Yes, I have seen that.
yeah.
I have seen he's up and call for it.
Well.
The Marvel CEOs just wiped 13 billion off the New York Stock Exchange for selling 26 million shares. Wow. It's not true. We lost 6-0 at all, and no, Tonali was not stretched off with a broken leg. It was Burnley we were playing.
We haven't played home yet.
No, we haven't. Darren Anthony, very popular with Talk Sport fans when he's on. Yes, he is. Disney stocked. Disney stock down $80 per share. Min Hyukyang's long-term song replacement, and apparently Minty scored for Brighton the day. Yes, he did.
Yes.
But it's
I just hope that's not going to come back and haunt us, though, Peter. That's the thing, because
that's awfully
if he turns us on in the Premier League this season, you know, and the thing is, if he turns us on in this season in the Premier League, is this something we're going to look back at and think, you know, if it wasn't for bloody PSR, but then if we'd only sold Elliot Anderson, we wouldn't have had to sell Minty. That's the thing. We could have kept Minty, but you know, because all we had to do was sell Anderson. But you know, because when we sold Minty, obviously for 33 million, but if you look at it, the profit we made off it was about 28 million.
Yep.
So they said we were still £4 million short of meeting the PSR deadline, which suggests that it was £32 million. So we sold Anderson for 35, which is 100% profit. So if we'd sold Anderson first, we wouldn't have had to sell Minty. But
Possibly.
it is what it is. And look, we just have to see what happens. But, you know, I just hope it's one of these that he doesn't come back to Newcastle and bloody score against us. Because how many times have we seen that where a player we've sold has come back and scored against us? Many a time.
Yes, we have. Lots of it.
I tell you what, though, there's sort of Anderson and Minty. There's two players you should have sold before those two, and that's Miggy and 36. Because the fact of the matter is, we've gone back to the now, going to the new season, Pete, Tony, right? We're going to start the new season by the looks of it, with those two starting. So we haven't improved, haven't we? We haven't. Yeah. I wouldn't say improved. When people say, "Oh, we got time." Yeah, you said this well, Pete. But at the end of the day,
hopefully we still get them.
I hope we do. I mean, look, if they don't, I'm not going to say anything now. But at the minute, this transfer window for us is a 2 out of 10. 2 goalkeepers, right? And 2 goalkeepers. Yeah, we bought Lloyd Kelly. He's out injured.
Kelly's out injured already.
Fact.
Really?
Yeah, he's out injured. So that's what I was told. That's what I've heard.
I've not seen it. I've not heard anything to say none that he was injured. So hopefully that's not true.
I mean, look, the thing is, apparently AC Milan are now interested in Kieran Trippier. Now, if they're interested in Trippier,
yeah,
I'll be saying to Milan, right, I'll tell you what, we want Malik Chow. We're willing to pay 30 million. Milan are wanting 40 million euros. But I reckon we could meet them somewhere in the middle for that. Now then, if they want to buy Trippier, what we could do is we could say, well, I'll tell you what, let's do a player plus cash deal. So we give them, say, what, £25 million for Malik Chow, and they take Kieran Trippier for 15 million. So that makes up their 40 million, whatever they want. I think that would be fair enough. Because we know, I don't know if he's going to play a lot this season, Trippier. I don't know if his legs are on their way. He is coming up for 34, but they reckon Trippier's open to move out of Newcastle as well. But also Saudi Arabian clubs and also Bayern Munich are still quite interested in Trippier as well. And obviously Vincent Kompany's there. So there might be a bit of movement there for Trippier. And see, a lot of this PSR issue would have been solved in January had Miggy just moved, but he wouldn't move. He refused to go.
Yeah, that was the problem.
And this is the thing, you know. And we can't go into the season starting with Miggy Elmer on it, right wing, because I'm sorry. He's just not... I know he has his moments, Miggy, but
it's
he's
not being
a
good
right
enough.
winger, and this is the annoying part. The annoying part is he's not actually a right winger.
No,
and that's why I don't understand why he keeps getting played on the right when he's better from the left. And I've said this for a long, long time, and the stats back it up. He's better from the left or as a 10. But we're not playing him in his natural position, and that's why he's getting so much stick, because he's got no right foot, unfortunately, and that's the problem.
Yep, that's it.
Very nice.
We want to do it tonight, scoring an assisted too. Again, I've not seen the scoreline. Don't really mean he'll be rubbish. The pig was brilliant. Let's hope he's not minty. If that's true, what happened in Man United about Liam, people have wondered what Goldbridge will have to say about that. And apparently Anderson's injured, according to Mick. PSL was about 60 million, apparently. Yeah. Ideally, you'd sell Midi, but it's finding the buyers in time. Yep. Says Tom, I agree. There's no proof Kelly is injured. Says BR, I've not seen anything at all. You can only sell what people want to buy. Conforce players on the club. How do you sell a player first if no one wants to buy them? Well, yeah, good point.
Good point.
No one wants them. Maybe some of these they don't want them. Marvel CEO was booted out for Disney for political reason. Has made Brooklyn Beckham's FIL lost his vote, so both sold their shares. Disney's price has dropped 1.17% 80 cents. Wow. No one has spent big in the transfer market yet. No one has, actually, yeah. John was going to say about Miggy's, not about saying something negative about Miggy negative, lol. It's obvious why he hasn't gone yet. No real buys at the moment. No.
Foxy. You know I love you, right? I've got huge respect for you, man. Yeah. I like Miggy. Lovely smile. But you have to ask yourself the one question. Is he going to win us a trophy? Is he going to win us a title in future years? Yeah. For me, he's been there for nearly 6 seasons, right? And for me, we need an upgrade in that position. We need someone like Nico Gonzalez taking his place. It can make a real difference. Yeah. But I think clubs are coming for. I think Saudi might come in for me. We don't know that. But
Because there was talk about that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But
Very
you should go back in January, yeah. But the problem is they haven't taken it forward. I mean, I've got a question. Whose decision to give Miggy a 3-year deal last season? Whose decision was that?
It could have been Eddie. It could have been Amanda. It could have
House.
been Mia Dad. It could have been Al-Rumayyan. Could have been Eddie Howe. It could be either one of those, John. Roy
Could have been
Jennings
because when he had that purple patch, that's why, wasn't it?
where they give him it. Roy Jennings is the kind of guy who plays chess with a pigeon, and when the pigeon flies away, he claims checkmate. Last year, the score hat-trick was us. It was, yeah. John wants to be in Man United. I fancy Miggy wants Spain or the MLS. We'll see.
I've said Spain. I've said Spain or Portugal would suit Miggy down to the ground. His football.
Yeah, absolutely. His last must have been just returned. I see
on the lasses we've got 2 derbies in a row.
Yes.
We've got Durham at home on either the 5th or 6th of October. And then we got Sunderland away on the 12th or the 13th a week later. I wonder if the Sunderland game beat the stadium a shite.
It probably will be. Where's Mason tonight? Says Lee, he's watching Gated tonight. Are you doing pre-season friendly streams PD? I haven't thought about them yet. Because I know 2 reviews are doing them as well. Mason's in the chat. Villa have spent 150 million plus. Yep, Gateshead v Borough. He's been a naughty boy, so his mum won't let him come home as punishment. The press talk about human rights in Khashoggi, but never mentioned. He was a CIA operative. The press never mentioned Liberia, Syria, Bosnia, Iran, and the rest of the West bombed in the Middle Ages. That's a fair point there, David. AC Milan due to fly to USA on pre-season tomorrow. Will be interested to see if Toy is on the tour. Yeah. Miggy posted a video of him training, and the replies are filled with comments telling him to leave the club. Wow. I got the question for John. Is it Vlachodimos? Kelly going to win us a trophy? If not, why did we sign them? Football doesn't work like that. One player staying or leaving isn't the difference in success.
Going to question, Foxy, we're not going to win the league. We're not going to win the league with those players. I'm telling you, but we can improve. But one thing I will say, right? I mean, Ruddy's only here as our mentor for other keepers. Kelly, I think you will come good when you don't get injured. Vlachodimos, yeah. I mean, Forest fans may think differ, but I'm going to judge him play for Newcastle United, yeah. But at the end of the day, all you got to do, right, is get the players that we need to fix a right side mid, a defender. If Kieran Trippier goes, maybe a right back, and we definitely need a striker, yeah. But we got no European football next season. But at the end of the day, right, we just want the best. The player's going to make a difference in Newcastle United. Thing with
Vlachodimos is, right, he had a great season at Benfica.
And it just
kind
of went
he kept
downhill.
20 clean sheets that season, and he had a £60 million release clause. The season after, he had a terrible season. They couldn't wait to get rid of him. When Forest went in for him, they took what they did off Forest. But apparently the fee we've paid for him is £20 million, apparently.
Well, I heard that. Go on, Tony. Carry on, Tony.
But then it comes into the fact it goes around the PSR. So obviously, if you take 15 million of the Elliot Anderson money off, it actually only works out at 5 million we've paid. So technically, in a way, we have paid 5 million, but it just looks like the deal's at £20 million. And look, we've just got to see what he does. But you know, I watched him a couple of games for playing for Forest last season, and I wasn't that convinced with him, if I'm honest. And
Tony,
I think, you know, look, I mean, Chelsea's going out for the keeper now from Valencia, Jorgensen, who I think is going to be a very good goalkeeper. Is it Valencia or Villarreal? I can't remember. Villarreal. It's Valencia who Mohamedashvili plays for. So, look, I still say we'll just have to see how he does. But I just hope and pray that Pope doesn't get another shoulder injury this season. That's the only thing, because
that is the thing.
If Vlachodimos comes in and he has floppy games and we haven't got a transfer window, we are screwed. We are screwed, guys.
Totally.
Yeah.
I'll just agree with you, man, because you said about Flacademos, right? I mean, people say you've got to give him a chance, yeah? Well, I don't know how many goals conceded last season. So it's 12 goals last season conceded, something like that. Maybe a bit more than that.
I'll tell you in a minute, John.
That'd be interesting.
I'm just going to dive. Yeah, John.
One thing I'm going to say, right? I mean, Tony is right. We cannot afford Nick to have another shoulder injury. We cannot. At the end of the day, if he does, the Black will be gone. The Black will be gone by the window. That's number one. Then, and another thing is quickly as well. We've got to fix the position that we need badly.
Absolutely do. We'd have lost lost him for 20 million for nothing if we didn't give Miggy a contract, something we can't afford to do. 20 million is a huge sale for us, says Craig. Yeah, it is. Human rights is just a smoke screen to keep Middle East money out of the Yankee-controlled Premier League, says David. Mason is in the Borough fantasy hall. Gunsless, let's look at a great buy if we can get the lad. Was Gion Winnie the Pooh? You're thinking of Eel. Jonas is like Joe Essex, dumb. Good way of describing him. Yava says, Julie, Murphy being with Newcastle longer than Miggy. Worst record, never get to mention always Miggy agenda. It was smart to give Miggy a contract and sure as you give a few when you sell. Yeah, I can understand where you're coming from, yeah. Can we just sign him Buemo? That will make Clarkey very happy, and Bueno is a good player. If so-called fans are going on social media telling me into League of the club, it's a disgrace, and they should be have seen him themselves. He's not a wrong, and he's a footballer. It's just people probably go over the top. That's what they probably do.
That's what it is. I like Miggy. Us three guys here, Pete, Tony, the chat, we never ever abuse the player. But what we do, we just say how it is. Whether
what we're saying is
or not, we're not abusing people.
I think what we're trying to say is, John. I think what we mean is, look, we know the club is trying to build and go on to bigger and better things and go to that next level. And when you want to go to the next level, unfortunately, players like Miggy Almiron aren't the players to take us to that next level where we want to be, albeit they're not that next level player.
No.
And then you have to go get that next level player who can take you to that next level. And I've got Vlachodimos here, and look, he played 5 games and conceded 12 goals in 5 games. 11 more conceded from inside the box and 1 from outside the box, and he made 10 saves in total. And the only penalty he had against him, he didn't save it because it went in. But he only kept 1 clean sheet as well for Forest in those 5 games that he played. And he was dropped. The last game he played in was for his country, Greece. And that was against Malta. But literally against Malta. But he came on as a substitute in that game. But look, some of the games he played for Forest last season, I mean, Brentford beat them 3-2. And he played. I think he played in that game as well against Brentford. Oh no, he didn't. Matt Turner did. But look, he had some stinkers last season for Forest. I think
we're just got to wait and see how he goes.
For Robin, wasn't he? But yeah, he could be totally different. I mean, look, let's see how he does. But
that's it. Even Covey's even saying he's got a strong feel about Vlachodimos. He'd be a superstar. Just you watch. We'll wait and see. I've said the same thing about Meridio, Vlachodimos, and Playas. FFP and PSL waiting probably a few other cartel, and that's the point. Well said, David.
Thank you, David.
Shakadimis.
Yeah.
I want to succeed. I want this kid to do well. Yeah, but we've got to wait and see. But like Tony said, doesn't feel so joy in the minute.
Kevin Nolan was a real leader. Said he was Ruddy England international. Yes. But he's never played for international for us. If Mamadashvili stays at Valencia this season, we go back in next summer as Paul 1 year, 1 year left on his contract. I think that will be a good idea. Would be happy if Todd joined us and he can be eased in around Shea. Yeah, I agree. I would like to Chow.
That's
how Chow's name on Chow with the Chow. So there you are. Then Craig just said it cannot stand Edwards. Don't think any of us can anymore. The Miggy situation in that case, the book stops without playing him out of position. Good point there, John. Most abuses from keyboard warriors who don't go to games. I agree on that as well. When Gordon returns to training, do we need to keep him away from the exercise bikes for his own safety? Yep. Blackademos was just a necessary consequences to get over the line with PSR better than being deducted 10 or more points. Yeah, we don't want the points deduction. The Miggy situation, the buck stops with Howe playing him out position. What do you realistically think you'll get for Miggy? Hard to say now at the moment. I'll come to you on this one, Tony. We need the chronicle, how we think it's getting worse and worse and worse. I mean, I'm still puzzled. Why do we come out and say, whoever wrote that article about says if Eddie Howe was to go and get the England job, that Gareth Southgate would come and be the replacement? I mean, where did he make that one up from?
Right. For a start, Pete, if you look at the newspaper, the Chronicle is no longer a local paper. It's no longer local to Newcastle and the wider community in the North East. The Chronicle is now a London-based journal. The Chronicle is London-based, as is the Manchester Evening News and all these other outlets. So the thing is, because it's a London-based paper, they're going to put out that, and then the likes of Lee Ryder is going to copy and paste it and put it on his wall. And this is the problem. This is why Lee Ryder gets a lot of stick. I mean, John Gibson is a very good journalist. Alan Oliver, very good journalist as well. But the problem is, the way this is based now, it's not based in Newcastle no more. You know, it was like when Scottish and Newcastle, you know, with Newcastle breweries and Newcastle Brown Ale. Newcastle Brown Ale even brewed in Newcastle now. It's in Tadcaster in Yorkshire, West Yorkshire. So, you know, how can you call it Newcastle Brown Ale when it doesn't taste the same? Because it's different water as well. That's the thing, you know. So, you know, and it's the same with the Chronicle. We have it as Newcastle Chronicle. Sorry, it's Manchester based, as Tom makes out there, not London based. Sorry, I got myself muddled up there. But yeah, Manchester based. But again, you know, it's probably somebody from Manchester who's probably said, because Man, you don't want Southgate, so Newcastle take him. Well, I tell you now, Southgate wouldn't even be in the thoughts of Newcastle United's management. If there was, I mean, there's no way Newcastle's looking at him. If Howe was to take the England job, I think there'd be plenty of suitors out there. I know a lot of people are saying probably Mitchell would take Pochettino, and people are saying, well, what's Pochettino won? Not a lot. But there again, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how Chelsea will do this season, because if Chelsea do worse this season, then
he's going to be out the door. The fans are going to point their fingers and say, well, why did you get rid of Pochettino? Because Pochettino might have got Chelsea into the top four next season. He could have done, yes.
Enzo Maresca, I don't think he's going to do much.
I think it's a right gamble Chelsea have took there.
Can't just say something about Maresca as well. I saw that interview today, right, regarding, like I said, Enzo Fernandez. I think a quick, I won't say too much here. He was asked a question about him, right, and he said that everything's going to be fine when he comes back. And also he said that we dealt with it, it's over. Who do you think you are? Stupid. Because I tell you what, as Enzo Fernandez played for Newcastle United, he did that, singing a racist song, and go to River Plate and put that River Plate shirt on while playing for us. I tell you what, it'd be done. Because I tell you what, guys, had it happened to us, if it happened to us, we'll be sacked. You know what I mean? I tell you what, Chelsea, they're just weak. Maresca was weak. He's been told to say this and said that sort of thing. But let's be real, right? You can't come out and sing that kind of song. You cannot. He had the opportunity to tell the fans, whoa, stop this. Don't do that. Don't sing that, please, because I'm in trouble as it is already. Out of respect, do not sing it. And then he would have been okay, but he allowed the fans to sing it. I tell you what, Siobhan Ahern from Talk Sport, right, is bang on. Chelsea must do the right thing. Big up Siobhan Ahern, and I tell you what, she says it straight. Now, whether you like her or not, I like Siobhan Ahern, because you know why? She speaks facts.
Absolutely.
And Rodri's in trouble as well, isn't he, with UEFA and some of his Spanish teammates for what they said about Gibraltar. So they're in trouble as well. They reckon there's a rumour going around he could be banned from playing football at the start of the season. That'll hit Man City hard, won't it? If he's banned.
Every time someone says...
Same with Chelsea, they could be hit with Enzo if he's banned as well for racist chanting against France. Absolutely disgraceful, that.
Absolutely. Every time someone says Vlachodimos, I expect them to say Playa straight after. I just know
tease me.
I just noticed the membership for Yaba says coffee. Yeah, absolutely. Well done, Yaba again. With Odi, if we get the Benfica Odi, it will be a good buy. Hopefully, says Ruffeed. Yeah. No worries, coffee. It's all clickbait bullshit. And Tom says, yes, it is based in Manchester. Chronicle equals clickbait. Don't buy the Chronicle site, the Daily Mirror. They hate Newcastle. I just worked down the road from Tadcaster Brewery. Totally bang on. You get the same tribe in all local papers. You expect from the same Star, Sun and Mirror. Stories are the same in Liverpool and Sunderland Echo as well as the Chronicle. I skip past them, says Craig. Yeah, Moses seems to be a good manager, but I think it's a right gamble Chelsea have done here, Coffee. We'll wait and see how it goes next season, because if it doesn't start off well, Chelsea fans will be straight in there to turn on him.
Go see who they got first, though, Pete. They got Man City first again before.
There you go. You still love the smell of the brewery and the tune, says Mick. Yes, I bet we overdid.
Oh, my guys.
Well said, John. Surprisingly, the work rate on out of Europe. Oh, sorry, on out for Fernanzo. Is that how you pronounce it? The walk ratty or walk ratty? Interesting one there, Chronicles overall football editor is also the football editor for the Manchester Evening News, Liverpool Echo, Teesside Gazette, and the Yorkshire Evening Post. Yeah. Absolutely, yeah, Tom. They paid 110 million for him. He's not getting banned, fined, or excluded. Money talks.
But the thing is, though, Craig, I've got to comment that Craig, I've got respect for you, man. But if he played for Newcastle, right, and he did that kind of thing, right, at my club, I expect the club to do the right thing and get rid of him, because you cannot tolerate any people that's been singing racist songs or anything like that. Because you ended the trouble is our fan base, we're too forgiving, right? As a fan base, right? We're too forgiving as a fan base.
Oh, does he put something? God, I'm doing this.
Sorry, let me just finish on this one, yeah? I mean, we're too forgiving as a fan base, yeah? But I'll be very disappointed if Enzo Fernandez did that. I'm like, any of our players did that, I want them gone.
Yeah. If Enzo was our player, be huge news with everyone. See, we should sack him. Yeah, Kevin Clark has just said it. Gibraltar as well, says Julie.
If you go back to when Pardew, in some ways,
headbutted.
Some ways amongst the Newcastle fans, a bit of a hero, but he was a villain as well that day. But if you go back to the time when Newcastle played Hull City, and David Myler, the ex-Mackham, went for the ball, and Pardew gave him a headbutt.
Yes.
And Pardew headbutted him. Now, I was one of them shouting for Pardew to be sacked, because the way I looked at that straight away was, we could have sacked him without paying him off, because it's gross misconduct, because he has actually gone out and assaulted somebody. And that is gross misconduct in any job, in any walk of life. Mm-hmm. And he should have been sacked for that, but he wasn't. He was given that massive ban on the touchline, and then
fined 100
and just kept on. But obviously, we know why he kept him on, because he knew Palace would come for him, and it would be ching ching, some money in my back pocket, because Palace would pay the compo. But he should have been sacked for that, though. But in some ways, look, what he did wasn't very nice. But in some ways, we were like, some fans were like, but it's an ex-Mackham player, it's just putting a Mackham player in his place. It's like, but shouldn't be doing it, really, should he?
I don't.
But it was a hell of a headbutt, though, wasn't it? I don't know why he did it, because there's no need for it, to be fair, at the time, because
I don't mind.
The ball was out of play and he was only going to get the ball.
That's it. I don't mind what Rodri said. It was just a dig at the English, as far as I was concerned. I'll have to read into that properly. They had to be had a referendum, and the Gibraltars chose to be British. One that young Korean Foxy mentioned last week, he's probably off to Spurs. It looks like he could well be. Spain has Ceuta and Melilla, two small Spanish cities on the Moroccan coast, similar to Gibraltar being a small British city on the Spanish coast, says Tom. Yep, keep us new name Players. Reach headquarters is in Canary Wharf in London. As
I thought it was,
What was the old Ferrenti / Mirror plant in Hollywood in Oldham, as well as print location in Scotland and Watford, says Ruffeed. Yeah. Roy Johnson. Oh, Jesus, yeah.
Oh,
Jeez.
man. Oh,
That's why I was
man.
There's a
laughing,
Roy
Newcastle fan
Jones.
who's, oh, Jesus. There's some fans. You still got 3 days left because I'm having to change the show to Saturday. Who sometimes on Talksport has a huge. There's a Newcastle fan who sometimes has on Talksport who has a huge crush on Rory Wright. Good grief.
Roy Jones.
Sunderland and a non-play Chelsea won't care about a racist. Well, we're just going to see what happens. I
I'll
know
take
it's
that.
wrong. Just don't think anything will happen. What Fernandez did is disgusting. People try to excuse its Argentinian culture because there's not many black people in Argentina. Sorry, not good enough pathetic. Well said,
Fact.
Tom.
Well said, Tom.
We also covered a party City for Mendy. Man U for Greenwood. Chelsea will run a PR exercise. Clubs won't get rid of 105 million players. We'll just wait and see what happens there.
There's a
Well,
lot,
Bill will
lot
say as
going on
well.
in the media. There's a lot going on, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
Greenwood's gone to Marseille for
Marseille.
26 million quid under
Yes.
Derby.
Yes.
They're not happy. The Marseille fans are not happy at all whatsoever.
Yeah.
They're not.
If Spain had the Isle of Wight, some English would kick off. Yeah, headquarters is Canary Wharf, but Northern papers are grouped out of Manchester. Southern-based papers grouped out of London, says Tom. Absolutely. Anyway, let's talk about TalkSport because they do like to have a big, massive agenda against us, John. Gabby Agbonlahor, I mean, he's been one of them. We know he has, particularly under the Steve Bruce days. Why he says, it shouldn't be Steve. It's not Steve Bruce's problem. It's all down to the players and all of that. I mean, we know how the last full season under Bruce and how rotten it was. And you got people like Agbonlahor still backing the guy when other pundits were starting to come around to say, now we know why Newcastle fans want this guy rid of. But Gabby Agbonlahor was still backing the guy just to say, no, it's down to the players that Newcastle are in this position and not the manager.
He's only saying that because he used to play under Steve Bruce. So he can't say much, can he, at Villa? But Gabby Agbonlahor, right, when it comes to Newcastle United, he hasn't got a clue. Let's be real, yeah? I mean, this is the same Gabby Agbonlahor said that a player would rather go to Brentford for 30 mil, rather go to Newcastle United for 40 mil. 40,000, yeah? And I'll tell you what, right? The people on TalkSport, comes on TalkSport now, right? I'm not being funny, right? But it's just an agenda now. It's just an agenda, yeah? There's a few people I like on there, but some of the presenters are an absolute joke. But Agbonlahor, let's be real, right? I mean, well, listen to Gabby. He puts us to sleep sometimes, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. He says the good things about England. I get that. But for me, when it comes to Newcastle United, he hasn't got a clue. And I tell you one thing, right? I think he does. It's almost like he doesn't want us to win anything. He wants to be relegated. Yeah. Now, it's not just him. If Steve was in charge, mid-table, everyone's going to say, we're everyone's second team. Everyone's second team, and he's doing a fantastic job, blah, 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 even third bottom, yeah? Now, we've got to take over. Guess what? They hardly talk about Newcastle United now. It's because they're not allowed to speak about them. If it's anything positive, they don't say anything. If it's negative, they do. They just turn the knife in. I've heard this morning, right, that the bookie said that Andy Gordon's going to end up going to Liverpool, yeah? And I hope that's not the case. I really hope it's not the case. Because I tell you what, if he goes to Liverpool, then I'm sorry. That we're going backwards there. I'm sorry because he's the.
I mean,
Gabby's
but yeah, we know like TalkSport was one of the biggest people against her during the Steve Bruce days, saying we hounded the guy out when we didn't, when we wanted rid of him because he was terrible at his job.
Through COVID, Pete, you know, we have to watch the match through COVID, right? And look at the contents you had to do. I had to go at him. You had to go at him. Tony wasn't around then, yeah? Paul, Adam Pearson had to go. Lee, Newcastle Fans TV, they cannot wait to get this guy out of the club. And Ashley did not listen to us. That is the thing. And all we, as a fan base, right, are just so depressing, you know? And all these pundits having to go at us as well. So depressing. There's one guy I started to come round with, he says good things about Newcastle United, it's Jimmy O'Hara. He is starting slowly to come round us. But it's all about Jamie. It's all about Gabby. I just hope he shuts up about Newcastle because you know what? I'll be watching. And I've yet to see Gabby says positive things about Newcastle United, but he will not.
One of the really annoyingest thing with their TalkSport, and a lot of fans were like this as well. It was the time when Alex Bruce went on to TalkSport to explain about the so-called death threats that his dad had got, and the way they said the whole of the fan base were guilty of this and all that kind of stuff. And they shut our comments down because we will not be accused for something that we just won't be stupid enough to do.
Cop out, Pete. Cop out. Absolute cop out. He's brave to come on and say something. Yeah, he's brave to come on. But when you look at it, right, at the end of the day, right, I mean, he made himself a laughing stock. So we, as a fan base, had every right to have a go at him back. Not on his timeline. We did our own timelines, yeah? And I tell you what, it was a meltdown, yeah? Steve Bruce, I've said to you, should never be Newcastle manager. Never in a million years, yeah? He put himself in it. He has to go at us, and the press conference comes out with, it's a joke, yeah? Man, I tell you one thing, man. I mean, at least got our club back. And I hope now, we need to win something. Let's hope, Pete, we win something, and then we see how respectful all the media, the journals are. Simple as that.
That really annoyed me. That really annoyed me with TalkSport, how they shut us all down after the whole Alex Bruce of the death threats of his dad and all the so-called. Because I still don't believe. I'm still on the fence whether he got them or not. To be honest, but it's like TalkSport were just sitting there, just thinking, "Is that real? Are all the Newcastle United fans like that?" That's what it just felt like to me. That's that what the TalkSport were thinking. They were just sitting listening to what Alex Bruce had to say at the time.
It's crazy, isn't it, Pete? Go on, you answer that one, Tony.
I mean, look, like Bond the Horse never got a nice word to say about Newcastle and never will do. And look, wasn't even a great player, let's be honest, was he? So, you know, I don't take no notice of that clown, if I'm honest. I mean, look, Adrian Durham does talk some sense on there. So does Jeff Stalin as well. And so does Simon Jordan, to be fair. Let's give him some credit. You know what I mean? I know
he can be. He knows he's.
I know he's been funny about us at times, but the other thing is, he's normally been pretty much on our side. So Simon Jordan's not too bad. Jim White as well. But knackers like Agbon Lahore and Rory Jennings, Jimmy Savile's love child, you know, people like that. We don't really care about them. But look, TalkSport are there to be controversial. That's how they get their clicks. That's how they get that. You know, it's like when the media put stuff out in, you know, like you might see something about Newcastle United, you think, oh, what's, you know, they'll put a misleading headline out like, oh, Newcastle in for £30 million player, and you think, well, I wonder who that is. And then you click on the link to look who it is. But as soon as you click on that link, they've earned money off you because you clicked that link straight away. So you've gone on to see what their story is. And that's how they get you. They do these, that's why the journalists, they do this misleading part. So that you get in there and you click the link. So then you every time you click on the link, they're getting money from it. So it's a win-win situation for them. And the thing is, if they put it there, oh, we're interested in £30 million player, but they don't say who it is, and you've got to go and read the story, you're going to obviously want to read the story to see who it is, which is natural for anybody, you know. So I think it's wrong how they do it, but it's the way they make their money, and it's a clever idea. But as I say, But like I say, with TalkSport, yeah, some of them are knackers, but some of them are actually quite all right on there. It all depends, doesn't it? You know, I know a lot of people are not happy with Alex Crook at the moment. But okay. But yeah, I mean, look, as I say, you know, we know with likes of Alex Crook and that they're all shouting for Eddie Howe for England. And thing is, Eddie Howe's the outright favourite at the moment amongst the bookies. But you know, thing is, right? Yeah. And this is where I'm going to put this, right? And people, I know we don't want to lose Eddie Howe as manager, right? He's done a fantastic job. But this is what I'm saying, right? And this is what I'm saying. It's not the end of the world if Eddie Howe leaves Newcastle United and goes to England. It's not the end of the world. Newcastle United carries on. It doesn't stop. It doesn't die. It doesn't do anything. It carries on. It carries on being the juggernaut. The only difference is the man who was at the helm has left and gone to venture to a new adventure, and we get somebody else in to steady the ship and take the ship on a different course. That's what it's all about. So I can see why people are getting upset on it, saying, oh, we don't lose him when he's not going to England and all this. At the end of the day, there's only one man knows if he wants to go and take that England job or not, and that's Eddie Howe himself. And the thing is, and I've seen some fans put on social media, well, once we go to Japan, the FA can't talk to Eddie Howe. Well, that's a load of crap, because of course they can. They can do a Zoom call with Eddie Howe. You know, if they say to the owners, there's the $5 million for his release clause, the owners have to say, Eddie, the FA hit the release clause. You can go and talk to the FA. And Eddie Howe might say, yeah, I'll talk to them and see what they've got to say before he, you know, and see what they have to say. And he can talk it on a Zoom call. And he could say, yes, okay, yes, yeah. He might like everything they've said. And he might say, yes, I want the job. And then he'll go back and say to the owners, I've spoken to them and I'm going to take the job. You know, and that's how it comes out. But what I'm saying is, it's not the end of the world if he does go. And, you know, but at the end of the day, we just have to wait and see what happens. Hopefully, somebody else gets the England job. We want this job wrapped up as soon as possible so we can rule Eddie Howe out of this job. But while it's all up in the air, Eddie Howe is a favourite amongst every bookmakers, including Sky. Mauricio Pochettino's down to 8-1. Klopp's down to 6-1. So they're outsiders. The favourites at the minute is Eddie Howe at the top, then Graham Potter, then Lee Carsley. Lee Carsley, by the way, isn't English, he's Irish.
There you are. Craig's wondering how come he doesn't see off the live chat. It's because it's been screen shared on all three of our channels. So if you want to see, look at the rest of the chat, Craig, you'd have to open my channel, PD Prowlock, and Tony's channel, It's All Black and White TV, to see the rest of the
That's why he's on my channel at the moment.
All right. Talk shit, don't listen to him anymore. Is Gary Bungalow as much use as a chocolate teapot? Yep, the people wanted to be there for British. If they wanted to be Spanish, then Gibraltar would absolutely should be part of Spain. Absolutely, Tom. Gabriel Bungalow, gobble and wobble, that pegs him. Yes, it was bright. Yes, we know it was meant to score for Brighton. Only one who talks any sense is Adrian Neville. Yep, Tony was saying that before.
Durham.
They were never. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Adrian Durham. Sorry. The show is broadcast across 3 channels. You're in one of the chats, says BA. Yep, they come out with a plan in Oldham. Gonzalez can play right wing and central strike. Interesting. Gabri probably frustrated. He's the only football that hasn't went in Katie Price's box. Be that then. Cheers on. I like Simon Trevor. I like Simon John, but I'm doing a podcast with Troy Deeney. It's painful. I haven't watched that, to be honest. Tutuk it was 1-0 again. We haven't seen it. Bungalow is a pork chop. If you want to say he's talking about someone else's club, Tolko's supposed to need to be brand to a cooking show that always stir the pot and see what bubbles up, says Coffee. I like it. I thought he had King John 1 on the talks, but unless it was Leanne Sanderson, seemed dress sense. Oh, good.
Gee.
Fresh Southgate to NFC links this evening on TalkSport. Load of rubbish.
Absolutely.
I would say so. Yeah. Never heard of a disappointment over on TalkSport. Some good fans in the TalkSport chat there is. Joe says Pete only death threats he got was probably from rival kebab shops because he wasn't bothered where he got them from. And this goes back to another thing about the so-called death threats about when it went on to TalkSport and they accused the fan base, right? The fact is, Tony, you don't go straight to a radio station when you've said, when death threat, you said either yourself or your family members receive death threats. You don't go to a radio station at first.
Well, absolutely not. You go straight to the police first.
Absolutely. And the fact is that Alex Bruce didn't mention about going to police with that as well.
Well, exactly, Pete. I mean, look, it's just absolutely ridiculous the way, again, it's Bruce playing the victim. That's what he's doing. He's just trying to play the victim. And
that's why the TalkSport, that's why they shut down our comments. And that's why we were so annoyed with that.
Agreed.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's painful to watch. TalkSport's formula, if it's not controversial, it's not worth talking about. Very true, Coffee. When you fly to Japan, it's this Friday, you're off.
Friday off, 20 past 10 from Heathrow, land Helsinki, and I've got to wait 3 hours. 6:30 on any time, and then on the way to 12 hours.
I hear Galant's flying from Helsinki to Japan, so you may be on your flight, John.
No.
He's in first class because he's a guitarist.
Are you serious? Is he actually going to Japan?
He's just.
I didn't know that. I didn't know.
He's going to sit in first class and get his toenails cut. His yellow toenails.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus, Clarky. Alex Krug ate all the pies. Modern media works via line through admission. You're lucky if you get any real meat on the bones from any journalists in any field. They're all scribes now, write what they're told. Whose phone has been going whoop whoop all show? Put your hand up. It's not mine.
Mine.
Not
He's
mine.
probably cooking them in. It's someone else's. All application entries needed to be in by August 2nd, Tony.
Oh, yeah.
If Eddie leaves the slate in the transfer window, would be devastating. Oh, it surely
I'll tell you
be.
what, though, they need. I'll give in the decision.
Is this why we're not signing players? Do you think, though, Pete and John? Do you think we're not? Do you not think we're not signing players because we're not sure if Eddie's going to go or not, or has he told the owners that if England come calling, he wants to speak to England? Nobody knows. That's the thing. Only Eddie.
That's a fair shout.
He could have said to the owners, look, if England come for me, I want to go and speak to them. And we don't know. We're just guessing as fans.
Yeah,
that's it.
It's very interesting. I thought that as well, Tony, to be fair. But the ref had said that's got to be applied by 2nd of August, and then we know more.
Which is 2 days after we're matching Japan, isn't it?
Yeah, that's against Yokohama F-Marinos. So after that, they know about it.
Absolutely, totally. Jesus, Mick. It's the part way of the world now. Behavior like a shit, then play the victim, then called out. That would have made national news and the police will be all over it, yet nothing whatsoever, says Joe. Absolutely. TalkSport shut down their comments all the time and sack their mods. They only have a couple of mods behind the scenes now, says Julie. Bloody hell. Is Mason the mascot in for the pre-season? Beer on Tony's. Someone is lying. I can hear it vibrating. I can't hear my phone vibrating at all.
Maybe I live near an airbase. It may be the planes. I don't know if it's the planes that you can hear and it sounds like a vibration. I don't know. Maybe that.
Leader of the zone. In that one. Eddie's going nowhere. They both said a club and Eddie. Hopefully wait to see. I'll send you something Japanese related or APG system, okay? I think I don't like beer, but don't tell him I said that.
Have some sushi, John.
Have you ever tried sushi? Have you ever tried sushi, guys?
I have, yeah.
I think I've tried.
What do you think of it?
Raw fish?
It's okay. Depends. It's not bad.
Nice. It's nice. Depends what you have on it, I guess. But it's nice.
Yeah.
I beat your sushi, Pete, in the Metro Centre.
I've never been to that one.
No, it's not bad. It's not bad. It comes on a conveyor belt.
Yeah, you heard. It does. Mason his mask off of the tonight. Oh, oh, God almighty, look at that.
It's honestly not
Good grief. Thanks, PDP says or did I read it out? What? Ugh.
David, Tony's sushi will be served on the flight, John.
Yeah, sashimi is raw fish, but not as sauce. I've never tried sashimi yet, I must admit.
I haven't seen it.
Sorry, Clarky, with that going. No secrets, yes, says Clarky as well. Yeah, I mean, there's always something fishy about sushi dishes.
I'm gonna stick to chicken and rice, and try and be good in a week, and then just have a little treat on the weekends, I guess.
Yeah.
You got to try the Japanese bakery.
Oh well.
Japanese bakery, is that same?
Try a cake or something like that.
See what it's like.
Try their delicacies, John, their desserts or whatever.
Have you tried it, Tony? Or not?
I haven't, John. No, I've never tried Japanese dessert. No, I've never been to Japan, John. I would love to go there, though.
Oh, mate, I tell you what, though, I'm glad I'm going on Friday. I'm so happy, like, Japanese.
I'll be trying the Moroccan food when I'm off to Morocco in September.
Oh, well,
nice. I tell you what, though, I'm going to try and go to like more board games next season. Like, probably what I want to do, I want to go to what are the matches in Spain? Athletic Bilbao, Real Sociedad, and not just that, right? What you do, right? You go in, you go for hospitality, right? You go and meet the players, you stand at the touchline, greet them. After the show, you go in the press conference. Then after that, you go in the mix zone and ask one of the players a question. Can you imagine?
Absolutely.
I'm doing it.
But anyway, yeah, I was going to say, but this are the media companies that spout so much crap about us, Tony. You know what a famous paper that what we like to say about the Sun?
Oh, the Sun, yeah. It's the only paper you wipe your arse off, and there's more print left on your arse than there is on the paper. There's more shit left on your arse than there is on the paper. So yeah, it's true though. It's true. The Sun is full of it.
Yes, yeah, just not this. There's other ones, but the Chronicle's been as bad. Luke Edwards has been talking out thing in TalkSport. We've had lots of thingy from TalkSport. Another idiot on TalkSport who always seems to spout garbage, Tony, as well as Jason Cundy.
Oh, Jason Cundy, yeah.
Jason Cundy. I tell you what,
he's awful.
He's not that great. Please.
Yeah, I'm up to with me comments. Something fishy about sushi. Japan is a fantastic country for gadgets and tech. John may get some cool gadgets for his streams. Yes, it is known for. There you go.
Well, the Japanese are like
koku,
10 years ahead of us, though, aren't they?
Isn't a koku a type of bird? I think that's what it is. UBS says Japanese dance lessons been going well. John, Japan were a great band. Sushi is a Gavi Bungalow stigma on his you know what. At least in Japan, their stuff works more than once. Gabby only has a Chipotle, says Julie. Oh, Jesus, Clark. I'm not going to read further into that. John should have. What on earth?
Oh, man. Nah.
Remember, this sentence is for John. Good. Jason Cundy thinks Newcastle will finish bottom 10 next season. Well, let's see if we can prove him wrong, is all I can say. Cundy is funny, though, and he can take the banner he gets, to be fair. Don't use chopsticks, says Champstasher. Yeah, Japan has some weird dishes. Yeah, it does, actually. So, question, if you had one question for Eddie Howe, what would it be? Oh, wow. What would it be?
Or you decide on your future, Newcastle United, or
That would be
England? That'd be one of the questions to ask him. But I probably wouldn't get an answer.
That's fair. Yeah, I think you probably want to make sure what is the future of Eddie Howe for the new season. I'm hoping he stays and he's not going anywhere. Even Pardew on TalkSport was like, it sounds like he was really, really just trying to really persuade Eddie to take the England job. And I'm just like, it's up to Eddie if he wants the job. But it's like if Pardew was really trying to persuade him at the time to take that. I don't know if you've seen that there, John.
Strange, isn't it? I mean, I just don't get. I mean, look, at the end of the day, right? England job is one of the biggest. It's the pinnacle of world football, right? If England can call him for you, it's going to be very, very difficult to turn that England job down. Do you know what I mean? That's just my opinion. Yeah. He's got a choice, Eddie. Stay in Newcastle, finish the project, or would you go to England where you could train with better players like sort of Bellingham's, the Harry Kane's, if he can come back first, poor performance, man. Yeah, you got Guy, you got Declan Rice, you got Saka, Gordon if he picks him. Do you know what I mean? Players like that, yeah. He's got a difficult choice to make. Or if he takes the England job and gets into the World Cup and actually win it, that's going to be very difficult. Then he's going to come out a hero because we've got the players to actually do it. You know what I mean? Play attacking football. But he's got a difficult. I want Eddie to stay, right? But if he chooses England, I wish him well. Then we just get someone else in.
Yeah, but I just didn't get with Pardew coming out and saying that he's really
trying to. Doesn't have to say that.
He doesn't have to. It's up to Eddie if he wants the job or not. But it's like Pardew was really trying to sound like he was trying to really persuade Eddie to go and take it straight away.
Agree. You don't need to. He's got his own. He can make his own decision.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't forget to change your travel money in Japan airport to get a much better exchange rate. Says
I believe so. I think it's best to get cash out and then exchange it with cash.
Tony's off to Casablanca to catch a plane to Lisbon and off to America.
But
Can John give us this?
Well, no, I'm going to the capital, Rabat. That's where I'm going, Rabat. But I am going to have a day in Casablanca as well. It's only £7 one way on the train, first class, apparently.
Oh, nice. That's not bad. Can John give us a sentence in Japanese? Any Japanese, John?
Not at the minute. Ohio means warning. That's about it.
Fair enough. That's fair enough.
Maybe just don't forget to wash your knees.
Maybe Pardew fancies a return to the club. I wouldn't want him. I think we've moved on from Pardew now, unfortunately. That ship has now sailed. That was under the previous ownership. I don't think it was all that bad under Pardew, I must admit. I don't think it was a lot of the time. But that's a ship that's well and truly sailed now completely. Eddie, come on, paid his live shows. A special guest says, Yaffa, that would be great. Was Matt Togger then pre-season training? I didn't see him. The media is usually all against the Northeast teams, says Colton. I'm not going to disagree there as well. If Eddie is to leave us, then it needs to happen now. We'll completely shut it down the talk and get busy signing new players. The summer very unsettling for the club so far with PSR and Amanda leaving. Yeah, it is. Hopefully.
Do you not think, though, Pete? Do you think he should have? Do you think if he really doesn't want the England job, do you think he really should now come out and say, look, I'm not going for the England job. I don't want the England job. I'm staying in Newcastle. Do you think he should be ruling it out completely? Because the fact that he hasn't ruled it out just has it in the back of your mind that he could still just go and take that England job. And that's the thing, though.
We'll wait and see is all I can say. I'm expecting Eddie to commit his future and he'll be here as manager next season. I really hope he is. I don't want the guy to go anywhere. I don't think Eddie is still got unfinished business at this club, is all I can say. Eddie is an anagram of I'm staying. Hopefully you're right there, Clarky. Tom says reports that Al Qadsiya in Saudi are looking to do a double deal for Trips and Miggy.
That's on Twitter, but that's it. Apparently people are saying it's fake news from somebody.
Oh, well, fair enough.
So we're not sure.
This is the thing, right?
NUFC Gallagher's put it out, and people are saying, "Oh yeah, he's full of shit as usual."
Fair enough. Eddie Howe is an anagram of I'm staying. Konnichiwa, hello. Arigato means thank you, if that's how you pronounce it.
Very much.
I don't know what that means. Eh?
Warwickshire Mason coffee.
All right.
Warwickshire Mason coffee.
Oh, we know Mason has his coffees when he's on this channel. Some easy sentences to remember. Anata no Ishin Futora. You'll see. It means I am very good guy. I can't pronounce. Sorry, I can't speak the language. I'm very happy to be in Japan. Oh well, then there you go. So
LBS put another comment in at the bottom there.
Oh yes, I've seen it. More news about the RBs. More
That was the captain of the Titanic.
It could be 2 + 2 = 5. Trying to link possible replacement for Trips. Do you think we would even finish top 10 if Southgate replaces Eddie? That would be my expectation. No, because his tactics are shit. Because his tactics are dross. And that's why you need a good manager to get the best out of players if you want to challenge for Europe. And Southgate is not that. Yes, we've got to quarterfinals, semi-finals, and 2 finals. But when it comes to the big occasions, the tactics are just absolutely dross, and we just come up short. And that is exactly what has happened. John, have you froze? Are you just sitting very still? Right. Oh no, he's there. He's there. Hey, his cameras are froze tonight. Well, then, so we're now going to end the show now, guys. So he's scared of icebergs too, ever since. Anyway, so we're going to wrap up the show. So far, our next scheduled live show is a Saturday, and that's the crazy show because I have things on this Friday night, so that's why show is going to be scheduled for Saturday night. So that was our next scheduled live show, the Crazy PD's Football Live Show. And if there's any pre-recorded videos that anything is worth interest on reporting, you will. I will do videos on that, obviously. So we'll start with you, John. What we got coming up, and are we going to be doing any footage over in Japan?
I'm going to do me match day vlogs over there, so keep your eyes peeled for that. And also, I'm going to do different type of vlogs when I'm over there, like nightlife vlogs. I'm going to do probably do a food vlog as well, and then I'm going to do like a welcome one, like say go to Heathrow and then go to Helsinki on the plane, do a little vlog there, and then do that. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And I'll be away in Japan for 10 nights from Friday. I'll be back on August the 6th or August the 7th, actually, because I've got to get a good sleep. I'll be back up for the Salah game. So I will be back after my holidays, definitely. And keep your eyes peeled for that. And if you want to go on my channel, check out John Sinclair TV and hit the subscribe button if you are new to the podcast. And yeah, guys, I'm going to miss you guys for a few weeks, man.
I'm sure you'll have a great time, though, John. Hopefully,
you,
see the lads do well in pre-season to make sure we are ready for the new season.
Absolutely, and let's hope we get some signings. If there's any signings on while I'm away, then I'll be over the moon for that.
I saw other fans comparing Poch now. Is Poch a better manager than Howe? I'm not too sure if he is. If we had Southgate, we would get to a final and then meltdown. Yep. You know, Howe. All Talk Sport this week said Southgate should be knighted for what exactly? Yeah, for bottling finals. For what bottling finals? Yeah, crazy food show. Yep, that's back this Saturday.
John,
great show, guys.
Just ask you. Sorry, John. Pete. Sorry, Pete. Can I just ask you, John? Yeah, what are the ticket prices for the stadium, John? Are they pretty reasonably priced, or are they expensive?
In Japan, the first one I paid is 27 quid for the first one. And then the Japan National Stadium, 42 quid.
What, in Tokyo, is it?
That's in Tokyo, yeah, both in Tokyo. Ura Reds is 27, I think, and the other one's 42. So it is, that's so friendly. Do you know what? People say it's expensive, but I think if you support locally, I think it'd be a bit cheaper.
Possibly, yeah.
Because you'll have to pay a tourist tax, won't you, over there as well?
That is the thing. That is the thing. So,
Yeah,
I mean, for me, if there's another football game over there, I don't know who's playing. I might do like a bonus game as well, just for experience. So,
go for it, John.
The
Go
J
for
League
it.
might be. There's a J League on, isn't it, John? There's a J League season started.
I think the J League has started, but I haven't looked at the dates on it yet. Like, do you know what I mean? But wherever that is in Tokyo, I wouldn't mind experiencing it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Julie says, yeah, crazy show. Yep, back Saturday. Woohoo, food picks. Yeah, absolutely great show, guys. Cheers, Ian. TTL back tomorrow for a show. Yes, they're doing a transfer show. So do make sure you tune into TT Tune Review for their transfer show tomorrow. They are, Julie. Fingers crossed the waste strip comes out on Club Shop before the whole game. I hope it's out very soon because I'm dying to get my hands on it. Good show, chaps, says Mick. Southgate should be knighted if we had won the Euros. If we had won the Euros, then he should have been knighted, absolutely. You off the roughy business yet? Says have a great time, John. Important Japanese phrase. Doko di oshed o sonara di dekimasu ka. I don't know what I'm saying with this. Enjoy yourself, John.
Thank you very much indeed, guys. Thank you.
You should travel to all the wonders of the world.
Appreciate that, lads, people.
Good evening, chat, says Kiki. Hope everyone's well. You'll have to catch up on rewatch because we're about to wrap up. Have a nice holiday, John, says Ian. The only Japanese you need to know is, again, I cannot pronounce that.
Thanks.
Some of the food picks for Japanese were quite good. Tom says, you use it when you need the toilet. It means, where can I empty me bottom?
Oh man!
I'm
gonna do a light one. I'll do a light one as well. Like I'm gonna do like something like 15. I'm not gonna film for 45 minutes. I'll just do like 15 minutes tops on the night, like different parts, like like pubs or little wine bars and that, and food as well, and look people walking as well, and just have my say as well. I'll be in the center of everything. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, nice one, John. John, bring back any hot women for you. Oh, God, yeah, man. Yeah, Clyde, yeah, J League on a break returns the 7th of August. Tom, do you speak Japanese, says Julie.
Wow.
That's an awful lot to say in Japan when you need to use the toilet, Tom. The Joyce, he's using Google Translate. Oh, well, there you are. Tony, what we got coming up on your channel next?
Yeah, just seen up there on the TV there. Fulham are expected to go back in with a better offer for Emile Smith-Rowe from Arsenal. So that rules him out coming to Newcastle. Yeah, I've got a transfer show coming up tomorrow night. So catch me for that as well. And there'll be other shows probably at the weekend as well. Well, on Saturday there will be. There won't be on Sunday. I'm going out for the day on Sunday. And obviously when I go to Morocco in September, I'll probably do a few different vlogs and maybe some food vlogs as well and put them out there. Like I did when I went to Benidorm, done a Benidorm vlog. So, yeah. But yeah, do keep an eye out for that. As I say, I'm not going to Morocco until September. Hope to get to that first women's game as well in September as well, which is the beginning of September. It's at London. So it's at Bromley. That's where they play down at Bromley now, the London Lionesses. So if that should be a good. Hopefully that'll be a good start for us, and we can beat them as well.
It'll be interesting to see. Hopefully they do.
It'd be great to see how we do in that division because it is a step up, a massive, massive step up. But I don't think we've finished off signing players yet, and believe me, I think there'll be a few more players coming through the door as well.
There will be as well.
And I wouldn't be surprised if some top notch coming through. I mean, look, we've signed Demi Stokes, who what a hell of a signing she is, and the Irish girl as well, who's currently still in the Irish setup. So look, yeah, look, lots of exciting things going on there with the women as well. And look, I know there's some people who don't really take much of the women's football, but at the end of the day, come on. Why can't you support the Newcastle United at the end of the day,
Well said, Tony.
We're united as one. How we're the lads, how we're the lasses. Let's get behind them. Let's get them to the WSL. It would be great to see them in the WSL. Because I think we would rip that up. Because we can spend what we want in there. It doesn't matter how much
There's
you
no
spend.
FFP for the women's team.
None of that at all. So look,
Not so.
let's get behind them. And you know, I think the games against Sunderland and Durham are going to be fantastic.
They're going to be huge. I might see if I can get
Yeah,
myself along
absolutely. I hope we get them. I hope we do them at St James's Park. Really, I think we will do. I think the Sunderland match will definitely be at St James's. Hopefully,
Yeah, I
the Durham
believe they
one is
will
as well. I think that would be a good thing.
there. Yeah, I might see if I can travel to the away game in Durham as well. So yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
I don't know where they play in Durham. Is it Durham City's ground they play?
See, do they share the same ground as Durham Sestri? I'm not so sure.
Oh, Sestria.
But that's a different team now. I'm not sure if this. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Well, so I'll have to.
Yeah,
I'll have to find out.
I'll tell you where they go. I'll tell you now.
Just
Maidencastle. Maidencastle.
Ah, yes, that's where Durham Sestria place will be there.
Yeah,
Yes,
so 2,400, 300 seats.
Yeah. Make sure you behave out there, John. They do Kit Kats. Don't they like wasabi flavored cats? Whoa. Well, yes, the power of the translator. Yes, John Consult Tokyo Fan Club. Yes, John, we're very particular about habits of behavior. It would be nice to read up a bit about things you can do and all.
Yeah.
You can and can't do. John could also meet up with Toonami Japan, the Japanese and UFC fans. We are swapping how for Chow.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say we'll be swapping him for that. See, Michelle will be full of black and white, says Sean. Also have a steal with Calafiori at 42 million. Looks like
Absolutely
they all getting them.
do.
That.
France are free
What a
in the Olympics.
What a player. What a good son-in-law still there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tell you what though, Pete, John, that's you know that the France, they've got a really strong team out. Alexander Lacazette scored, Michael Elise scored, and Bardi scored. But I mean, the France team is pretty good. I mean, they've got Manu Cornet is playing for them, Michael Elise, Jean-Philippe Mateta, and Alexander Lacazette. And I mean, that's a strong team. That is a strong. Desiree Doury's come on now for them. I don't know what he's like. Calame Moendo, I mean, that was a player we were looking at, wasn't it? And I mean, I would have liked to have seen him at Newcastle because he's not a bad striker, you know, and he would be good as a backup as well. He's fast. He scores goals.
Agreed.
But I'd like to see how this Desiree Doury does because we're after him apparently, and I know he's a
hopefully we'll see him.
Tony's going off to Bayern Munich.
Who? Doury.
Bayern Munich. If Eddie's going to do, it's going to be Bayern Munich or PSG.
Yep. Apparently Wilson may be out until October. Oh, Jesus. Oh, that's not true.
This is ridiculous for Wilson.
It is.
We can't give him a new contract after this.
No, absolutely not. Do we have to PSG for 60 million? Apparently. Whoa.
Yeah.
Well then.
But yeah, so that's what I've got coming up. Sorry, that's what I've got coming up this week.
Yeah,
sorry, I got a bit off sidetracked. But do hit the subscribe on all the channels if you haven't yet subscribed any of these channels. Myself, John or Pete. And also do smash the likes on every channel as well. That'd be fantastic because it does help us all as well. Thank you very much, guys.
No problem. Cheers so much, Tony. So remember, guys, if you have enjoyed tonight, give us a thumbs up. Really important we get those likes on YouTube so we can stay within the results so people know where to find us. So please do smash those likes on mine, John's, and on Tony's as well. Please, of course, if you're brand new to the channel, if you're not yet subscribed and you enjoy what goes on week in, week out, please hit that subscribe button. It does help make the channel grow. We're close to 2,200. Help us get there as soon as we can. Your support is always appreciated. We're close now to getting there. And please do hit the bell notification because that does let you know whenever we are live or when a pre-recorded video does take place as well. So do hit that bell notification to notify what is coming up on the channel week in, week out. And also, if I've got to mention, do subscribe to the other two channels. John Sinclair's It's All Black and White TV, because this has been shared to their channel as well. And if you'd like to give a donation, feel free to do so. If you want to become a member, it is 99p. Hit the join button and you'll be put into a prize draw we do on the channel as well. So next show again is this Saturday for the Crazy Show. Tony, your coffee was your first subscriber, Tony.
He was, absolutely. Yes, he was.
Absolutely, there you are. Goodbye and all.
Yes,
so, Paraguay got destroyed 5-0 today in the Olympic Games. Japan are good. Wow. Great show as always. You three. Cheers. Great show as always. You three. Cheers so much, Julie. Take care, all. You as well, Ian. I was Oh, I was just reading that one. Goodbye and all. Take care. You as well, Julie. Bye, PD, John, and all. Cheers for tuning in. Coffee. At least he scored. Great show, you three. Cheers, Clocky. See you later. You as well, Tom. Thanks to everyone again, as also who tuned in tonight. Thanks to John and Tony for joining me, and of everyone, the guests who popped up in the live chat and the mods as well. Thank you so much, as always. So until Saturday night, guys, for the next crazy show, we'll see you all later. Take care, everyone. Away the lads.
Away the lads.
Away the lads and lasses.
Don't pay attention to all this media spouting crap. Let's just feel the positive for next season, and let's hopefully we'll have a great season next season as well. See you later, guys. Take care and good night.
Good night.